Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. So good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it is my great pleasure to be here and with Chris and everybody here. So my English is not enough to discuss this kind of things, but I'm trying. So I will try, and Chris will help me. So yes. Enjoy. Yeah. So reading. Okay. I'm gonna read the 4 or 5 pages of Your Republic is Calling You, my the fourth novel. This story is about a North Korean spy who lives in Seoul. So this novel is set in Seoul, so I think it's very special experience for me. So to read this novel in Seoul in English, so this is my first experience. So yes, I'm gonna read. Kiyoung tends to drop his ticket on the ground and glances quickly behind him. He feels his gut fold over his belt as he bends down. Once upon a time, he boasted a taut physique with hard muscles, envied by members of the combat team. The very fact that he spent time with the combat agents, professional assassins who specialized in infiltration and escape, meant he was in good shape. But that was a long time ago. He is becoming an average middle-aged South Korean man, his belly round, his chest puny, and his arms jiggling. People relax when they look at his belly. They assume that someone like him can't be a mugger. It's safest to be a man who is uninteresting, neither too old nor young. Someone living a settled life. The kind of man who supports his family but is ignored by them. These ordinary men sometimes take part in risky transactions when the opportunity presents itself. Their hearts racing, trying to believe they are safe because everyone does it. They can become mired in a bog of corruption, perhaps in the form of kickbacks, bribery, or slush funds, and they don't foolishly dream that they can wade out of it. Nothing has changed since their college days when they clandestinely studied Kim Il-sung's Juche idea. Some men say that being involved in politics is like balancing on prison walls, morally precarious. But Kiyoung believes that this is the common fate of all men, those men who were once bewitched by illegal ideology in college are probably leading the same mundane life as Kiyoung. They would have realized the harsh reality that is capitalism and quickly given their all to the world into which they were born. Wading through the most dangerous moment of his life, Kiyoung knows nothing other than that an order was issued. I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know more. Kiyoung thirsts to know, not what is going on, but whether he is the only target. He needs to know whether the others are aware of what is going on. Why was he given order 4? Was his identity revealed, or did he inadvertently leak something? The two possibilities sound like the same thing, but they are actually very different. If it is the former, the authorities are recalling him for his protection, the latter to punish him. But there is no way to know which it is until he returns. During the Cold War, the KGB had overseas spies returned to Moscow under the pretext of holding an important discussion, then killed them. Our funnies waited for the Moors who aided the enemy. The shamed spies were slowly slipped into the smelter's melting iron, surrounded by their colleagues. like the Terminator. Of course, sometimes there really was a discussion, and afterward they would be sent back out again. I don't know what thing. Ki-young has no idea what is happening. He has been living as a forgotten spy since Lee Sang-hyuk was purged. As he hasn't engaged in very many activities, there hasn't been much chance to be discovered. But you never know. It is possible that he unwittingly made a fatal error, or it could always be a misunderstanding. Anyway, he has less than a day. He has to find something out, anything, before the deadline. There has to be a clue somewhere. I'm sure there was some kind of sign, but I just didn't notice it. What happened to me in the past few days? Was there an old phone call or a stranger following me? If there had been, wouldn't I have noticed it? No. His senses could have been dulled because he's been living complacently for so long. By now, he is standing on the subway platform. He hears the announcement that the train is about to arrive. He draws in a deep breath, inhaling it all, like he's going to cherish these scents forever. Minute dust particles, the smell of car lubricant, liquor on the breath of an old drunk, the perfume of a young, sexy woman. He holds his breath, then exhales slowly through his nose. Right then, the subway train rattles past him and slows. The people on the platform wait patiently for the doors to open, standing docilely on the footprints on the floor, past it behind the yellow line to encourage queuing. Will I have to go back? Will I be safe if I go? Will I even be able to decide whether to go or not? Why would I go back? No, I can't go back. He places a hand on his forehead and steps back. The doors open and the people rush out of the car, and the quicker ones push in and find the seats. Ki-young continues to waver as he takes in the scene inside the car. The announcement that the car will leave soon. The automatic door vibrating, impatient and ready to shut at any moment. The black-hatted conductor sticking his head out to check out the platform. The provocative jeans ad on the side of the car. The model's sexy ass sticking out like a dog's. The seagull-shaped stitching on the pockets, emphasizing the curve of her behind. The dirty floor covered in black splotches of spat-out chewing gum. The calm gazes of passengers sitting inside. He can't decide whether to get on or not. Finally, the car doors bang shut, as if yelling, "Get out of here." He feels as if a door were slammed in his face, or as if his innermost secrets have been revealed. The people sitting in the subway car, leaving the station, look at him as if they could see the dark, murky waters churning in his heart. They smile conspiratorially and look back at him standing immobile on the platform. Asshole, know your place, act your age and status. We all learned what we can and can't do under this system. Don't you know it's a crime not to follow those rules? Go back to the empire of strong red paint strokes, the country where children blowing on their frozen hands to keep them warm, turn their cars in unison to create an ever mass games, where people scorn women for wearing jeans. Your republic is calling you. Everyone seems to be yelling at him from inside the subway car, their hands cupped around their mouths. He imagines plugging his ears with his hands, but that wouldn't draw anything out. The subway car, headed toward Bonghwasan, leaves behind a sharp metallic screech. as if refusing to hear Ki-young's reply, and resolutely disappears into the dark tunnel.
Thank you for that. As